Hi, how are you? So there's a new model that has been released by Qwen. You know the biggest model that they had, Qwen 3 235b-a22b. They have released the updated version of that model. I mean the non-thinking variant. They have not released the thinking variant, but they have released a non-thinking variant. I am fine, bro. I love you content all about AI. Thanks a lot. 75% accuracy, guys. Okay. That does seem promising, if I'm being honest. Yeah, there is a thinking model. Yes, I mean the older version has a thinking model, but the new one, that doesn't have it. This is the public dataset of ARC. This is not very similar to the ARC-AGI benchmark that you see. It has lot more questions, and this is a small dataset from the ARC-AGI one. So it is not directly comparable, to the one that we have on the website. But since it is a bunch of questions, nearly 400 questions, so we can do a comparative analysis on what we have here. So you can see I have tested 21 models over here, and they are ranked based on the performance on this particular dataset. I think it's better than Kimi. Yeah, I'll tell. I'm testing it, so I'll be doing a comparison with Kimi. Hello again. Hi. So I'll be comparing it against Kimi. Yeah, I do remember. I think you were the one who said, guys, to speak in an Indian accent or say something in Indian language, if I'm not wrong. The stream with chess was awesome. Yeah, correct. How is it going, Quen? Yeah, it is looking impressive if I'm being honest. It was able to touch 75% and currently it is hovering somewhere around 60. Highest is 35%, and as you know, as the questions progress, the progress goes on, the percentage does drop. We'll have to see once 100 questions are done, we'll have a rough idea of how the model is performing. Yes, yes, yes. I am a fan. I like your testing videos. Thank you. It means a lot. On Hugging Face, it is mentioned that this model has significant improvements compared to the previous version. So that is something to look after. We'll know in the testing how it performs. Bro, can you test it with C++ or C language? It's hard for AI. Yeah, for other languages it is kind of hard because I think most of the AI stuff is done in Python, and even they are more trained towards Python. I have seen some AI labs do also mention the training data, how much was trained on Python and other languages. So in that distribution mostly it is Python. So yes, their performance in Python is quite good. I think Python is hardest, but AI does it very well. Yeah, for AI, I was talking about AI. Just give me a minute, guys. Yeah, the new Claude Neptune. They have been testing it for a while now. We'll have to see what they come up with. Can you actually access every model in ChatGPT API, GPT 3.54, even the older ones? Yeah, we can access the older models in OpenAI API. I do remember seeing, O3. I mean, not O3, 3.5. Let me actually check that. I think you can use up to GPT 3.5 Turbo. Yeah, the percentage will drop. Can you talk about the new ChatGPT agent, the release we need agent? What From what I have seen in the internet, I can say that you know it is not as good as Manus or GenSpark. People have shown multiple instances, and even Manus has actually posted on their X handle that they are better than ChatGPT agent. You showed me O3 Pro High. Yes, I have played with it around and I don't have enough money for food and heating. Yeah, that was a nice one. O3 Pro High is very cheap, very costly, I mean. Agent from ChatGPT is awesome, but Manus is better. Yeah, they have been doing it for some time, so they will be better. But the point is, even it is true for even Perplexity as well. Perplexity was better, but the adoption that ChatGPT has, so it is very possible that it will become the mainstream thing. There would be many people who are hearing it for the first time. Computer in the background and stuff like that, because they are only aware about ChatGPT. So when it comes to wide adoption, ChatGPT has more chances. The best one is Project Mariner from Google. Yeah, but we need to see a product right based on it. Let's see, guys. Let's wait for the first 100 questions. If it holds its position around 40%, then it will be very highly possible that it will become number one. But we can't say it yet. I'll have to wait. But the most failed AI is Kiro. It stops every seconds. I think it is the IDE that Amazon AWS launched, right? I haven't tried it yet, but I'll have to see it. But because I was working on something else. Have you tried Grok 4 for chat? I think it is quite good. Yeah, Grok 4 has that personality trained within it. It is kind of, you know, slightly uncensored and stuff like that. And reasoning models should be good. And I mean, reasoning models will understand you very well, But the point is, when it comes to considering the best conversational models, I'm not very interested in picking up the reasoning models. The reason is, it doesn't feel natural. They take a lot of time to think and stuff like that. Whereas in non-thinking models, you can have a continuous chat. And Grok 4 is very good in reasoning, absolutely the best currently in my testing. So it should be very obvious that it will understand stuff better. Grok 4 is normal, I think, because it have error every code he gives me. Grok 4 is bad in when it comes to coding. I think you should go to my website to see, which model to use when. Grok 4 is very bad in coding. Yeah. You can turn off reasoning in Grok 4. Okay, so in the chat interface you can turn off reasoning. I see. Whereas in open router it shows that there is no non-thinking variant. We'll have to be very sure when it comes to, when you are using the chat interface, it is the Grok model. There will be a Grok 4 code. You're right. Grok 4 is not for coding, and I think you should not use it for coding. You can head over to my website, it is linked in the description. You can see the models that I suggest that you should use. In the Grok website, I can turn it off. Yeah, there could be a chance that they have a non-thinking variant, but in their release, they didn't mention about anything like that. Such a massive drop. Yes, the percentage is dropping. And that is kind of expected with all other models as well. By the time we reach 100, we should be slightly settled, and the percentage will not move a lot. It will hover around the 10% mark, plus or minus 10% at max. Not more than that, I guess. By the way, guys, please do hit the like button. That really helps me a lot. Why is that someone has 2 videos and 2 million subs and you have 190 videos and 3.35k subs? It depends on, on various factors based on virality, topic, and stuff like that. Some topics are, popular among a wider audience, and that really works. I don't know, this person spent so much money on his content. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it does take a lot to run these tests and everything. The reason I do it is because even I want to know, which is the best model that I should use. And I have to anyway do testing and stuff like that. So why not share that with others as well? Because for us, the ones who are watching my channel and everything, they know that, when it comes to front end design, Claude models are good. When it comes to back end, OpenAI O3 is good. For this particular task, this model is good. For that particular task, that model is good. But it's not the same for rest of the people. The reason we have been able to come to that conclusion is we did a lot of tests. And that is the reason we know which model to use when. Even when I'm doing coding myself, I know when to use O3, when to use Claude Force on it, and stuff like that. Does it pay out? Yeah, there is some kind of return, but mostly when you are testing very pricey models like Opus or Grok 4. Grok 4 is not very pricey, but it thinks for a lot. So when you test models like that, I mean, most of the thing that you have earned already goes off. Sometimes you guys do super chat and super thanks. That really helps. Just like the previous stream. In such rare situations, it gets even out. But other than that, it can be a bit pricey. Especially when you test pricey models like Claude 4 Opus, Grok 4 as well. Grok 4 is not pricey as I said, but it thinks for a lot. So it is kind of the same thing. You could make some tips that brings your channel to grow. These are some great tips. These are some You deserve money for your great work even when you do it for yourself. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is not just for myself. I do also want to have a combined, feeling. Whenever there is a release, I do have that, you know, anticipation and interest. And I know that all my subscribers also have that same kind of feeling. So it feels nice when you connect with like-minded people. My interest now about the MCP that control the PC. I see this is so powerful. AI control your entire PC like Cloud Extension app. Yeah. MCPs has been a good thing, but I think OpenAI tried similar thing with GPTs, but that didn't work because it was very localized and only worked on their website and stuff. Whereas MCP was more widely acceptable, and that is the reason it just went off the roof. Wow, that is a very nice thing. Awesome. O3 and Gemini rocked. Grok basically failed every time. Yeah, when it comes to multiple languages, you should test it in your language as well. You should do personal testing as well. Cause why not? When it changes to different languages, the performance can drop. Basically, I think what you can do in such kind of a situation is have a mediator translator. I mean, you can have a cheap model to translate whatever is in German, and you know, so it acts as a mediator between Grok and the person. So that way, Grok is thinking in English and it is performing its best, whereas the translation is handled by a simple model. But if you would have millions of followers, you wouldn't be able to read my comments, so I'm not sad about it. Okay. I also tried medicine, Gemini, Grok, and O3 were all good with diagnosis. But O3 was on another level. Yes, when it comes to medical field, even I have made a media video on it, and I have appreciated the performance of O3. There is something about OpenAI which keeps that different. You know, I was actually testing O3 and Grok and Gemini on some questions. One thing that I like about O3 is it is very humble, and very honest. Whenever there is something wrong, if it is not able to solve the question, it will just simply respond, I was not able to solve it. I have tried all the combinations, but I was not able to solve it. That is something that I have not seen from Gemini or Grok or any other model. They will spit out anything, even if they were not able to get it right. Whereas O3, when it's not able to get it right, it just says that I tried everything but I couldn't get it right. When it comes to coding, Claude Sonnet is the best. I would personally say Claude for Opus is the best. Reason being, Claude for Sonnet, brings everything that comes with front end design and the anthropic models. I have been saying about this a lot on my channel. When it comes to front end aesthetics, anthropic models are good. So Claude for Opus brings Claude for Opus brings that, and it also has the intelligence of O3. You know, if you keep Claude for Sonnet for its aesthetics and O3 for its intelligence, Claude for his Opus is kind of a merger of both of them. It is a good model in design, and also when it comes to intelligence. Yeah, but Claude for Sonnet and OpenAI O3, these two combo can also work very nicely. I think that is what you get in Cursor. But Claude for Sonnet does the most of the task. But when it comes to very hard stuff, I have seen that O3 performs better. And maybe that is where Claude for Opus comes. It has both the positives of Claude for Sonnet and O3 as well. Anyways, that is just my point of view. Give me a minute, guys. I think guys it's shut down, so I'll have to start it again. I tried an image search for a World War II for educational person. O3 said sorry, don't know. Grok 4 said just confidently a wrong name. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Grok is racist, I think. Yeah, there have been instances. I think it was also true for Gemini as well. When they were releasing Gemini in initial stages, I think it was the image model. But slowly, I think things will improve. Is there a Claude reasoning? Claude is a reasoning model, I guess. What is the best AI that is used for C app building? So, I don't know much about C app building, so maybe Claude, I guess. When it comes to backend, I would say OpenAI O3 is very nice, so OpenAI O3 should be good. But the best, I'm not quite sure. By the way, guys, I had to restart the test because Gemini 2 was racist, I guess. Yeah. I think the biggest success was Gemini 2.5 Pro. Also tried car mechanic diagnosis. O3 Pro just delivers every single time. Yeah, even in my workflows, I use O3. The reason is Grok 4 might be smart, but it takes a lot of time. You can't use it in real life. Maybe there could be some scenario where time is not a constraint. In there, Grok 4 will be good, but in most of the places, O3 does it, and also the time it takes is quite less. Gemini 2.5 by 2 say things jailbroken with the system instruction. OpenAI takes much more time for safety testing. Yeah, if I have to say an overall model that is, OpenAI is very good in most of the stuff, and also they are competing very nicely. If you see, whenever there are many model releases, they will come up with something that will absolutely blow everything out. It was same with O3, it was same with O1. I don't know what will happen with O4, but they will. I mean, when I'm talking about O4, you can call it GPT-5 reasoning or anything like that, but we all know that the underlying model is O4 anyways. Yeah, I do understand the symbols that you use to make a face. What is the least safe model you tried except Grok? I never tested for you know, how unfiltered they are. I mean the dolphin models, that are fine tuned from open source models. They are the one. But I would say the most uncensored model is let me see. Yes, this one. You can check it out on Open Router. Sentient AGI Dobby Mini Plus Llama 3.18b. Let me actually paste this. This is the most unfiltered model that I've seen. Just do what makes you happy. Can you do coding test right now? I mean, a test is going on, so not sure about that. What do you think about genetic engineering with AI? I think that is a path forward. By the way, I heard that Alpha Code and Alpha Proof, they got a gold medal in some kind of test. I mean, they got a silver medal with 3 days of testing, coding and everything. And I think one of the latest Gemini models was able to get a gold. So yeah, LLMs, many people think that are not the best way to go forward, but I think LLMs, when they will become smarter and smarter, the performance will be, absolutely in best in all fields. For example, if you take Alpha Proof or Alpha Code, anything like that, they are just trained for Max, they will work for Max and stuff like that. Whereas an LLM is a general model, and if it works best in Max, when it comes to other streams, it will be able to do that as well. In IMOS, yes. Can you code test Qwen? So I'm making a video. It should drop tomorrow. I mean that tomorrow can vary based on where you are. If I'm being accurate, in the next couple of hours, the video will drop, so you can have a look at that. But the IMO gold model is not gonna be released. Yeah. But we should be happy that we are not hitting any kind of wall, at least for now. And sometimes we will get it. Someday we'll get a similarly capable model. When do you think we will reach the new stage of AI? I think it is named ASI or AGI. I think next year, as Sam said, could be a year of discoveries and stuff like that. The two main benchmarks that I am looking for is Humanities Last Exam and Frontier Math. Frontier Math is basically research mathematics. If you are scoring very high in Frontier Maths, then we have a very capable model. I think most of the development is happening when it comes to mathematics. And competitive coding like Code Forces, Lead Code, deep down even they are somehow dependent on Max. What do you think, which year will be AGI or ASI? Hard to say because the definition is kind of vague and nobody knows what to expect. I am not looking forward for terms like that, but what I want is just smarter models able to do more stuff. Do you think anything beats Sonnet or Opus 4 in agentic coding now? No, no, not even close. I mean, let me tell you, be very frank with you. When it comes to, agentic coding I will tell you from my point of view, I use Cursor, and the models that I basically use is O3 and Claude 4 Sonnet. I still believe Claude 4 Sonnet is very good. If you ask it to, debug something and find something out, it will go through everything and it will also explain what it's doing. And I mean, the agentic capabilities of Claude models is on another level. But the problem with Claude 4 Sonnet is its intelligence. It is very good at finding things and stuff like that, but when the bug is very difficult to find or difficult to understand, Claude 4 Sonnet is not able to do that. And that is where OpenAI O3 comes. The best thing about Claude 4 Opus is what I feel, it will have the agentic capabilities of Claude Sonnet and intelligence of O3 since it's a larger model. By the way, answering your question, I mean, nothing comes close when it comes to agentic coding. Do you prefer Claude Code or Gemini Simuli, or is there some more powerful coding agent that humbles both of them? I am not into terminal coding. I'm more like a vibe coder, so for me Cursor is everything that I need because it gives unlimited completions and there is no limits. I mean, when you use it extensively, you might hit limits, but I haven't hit any limits in Cursor. It does show that sometimes it does show that you might end up your usage limits, but Cursor does most of the thing for me. And I have Claude 4 Sonnet and OpenAI O3. Both of them are able to do most of my stuff. I mean, I mostly use Claude 4 Sonnet, but when something is very difficult to solve, it is more dependent on the backend. Correcting some API endpoints or something else like that. And Claude 4 Sonnet is not able to do it. Then I transfer it to OpenAI O3. Why not use Claude Code? I mean, Claude Code has its rate limits and stuff like that, and also the model that it has is Claude 4 Sonnet in the basic plan. If I am doing a apples to apple comparison, comparing the basic plans, it has Claude 4 Sonnet in the basic plan and there is no Opus. So comparatively, it is better for me to go with Cursor because it has Claude 4 Sonnet and it also has OpenAI O3. We should not forget what OpenAI O3 is. Just we have to go just few months back, December. Everyone was eagerly waiting for OpenAI O3. It is cheap and it has become very cheap, to be honest. But that doesn't mean it is not a very good model. I would say when it comes to backend coding, it is second rank, I guess. Just behind Claude for Opus. Or it could be first as well. Not sure, but yeah. Do you use Notebook LM? I tried it, but not on a daily basis. So I have a business. I mean, we have a family business, so Cursor recently had some bad changes though. Yes. Related to their pricing. I mean, I don't know about terminal coding, but when it comes to vibe coding, I guess Cursor does it, and it really doesn't depend on which one you are using. I think the main thing is the underlying models. When I compare Claude Code and GitHub Copilot agent using Claude, it's a big difference. Okay. I am thinking of trying Claude Code, but I'm not very familiar with the interface. I'm very familiar with Cursor's interface, and it does the job for me. I mean, you can see everything, this application that you're seeing, which is currently running, the ARC-AGI benchmark, which is running right now. Hello, I'm your big fan, Love from Italy. Hi. So all of this was built in Cursor. Most of the stuff that I've built, I'm not saying it's a very big difficult thing or anything like that. A seasoned coder or one who is having a good experience will be able to build it in few hours, I guess. But yeah, for me it's a big feat, and I was able to do all of this with Cursor. Maybe I should try Claude Code. I'll see. By the way, if you guys are using Claude Code, do tell me if you hit rate limits or anything like that in Claude Code. It will be good if you compare agent provided. It would be interesting. I love your videos. Good job. Thanks a lot. Christian Hanachi. Okay guys, so we are nearing the 100 mark. So there are total 400 questions and we are nearing the 100 mark. Just 18 more left. And it is hovering somewhere around 39%, guys. I got max plan and using Opus 4. Can't hit limits. Good for you, man. Good for you. That is my dream, to use it for max plan. Do you help homeless people? I'm not that rich. I would not consider myself rich. If I would have been rich, I would have ChatGPT Pro subscription and Claude Max plans. Right now I'm using Cursor instead of Claude Code. I'm also homeless because O3 Pro High. Yeah, guys, imagine the name O3 Pro High. What does that even mean? One more that I like is Roo Code. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Roo Code is very nice. Especially with Claude models, it can actually see your screen. I have ChatGPT Pro, nice. It can actually see your screen when you have Claude models and use Claude models with Roo Code. It's an extension in Visual Studio. or VS Code exactly, VS Code. What is the best model for coding in your opinion? Mine is Claude 4 Sonnet. Claude 4 Opus. I mean, it is literally on my website. In my website you can see everything what I believe. I'm testing O3 Pro high on the cold night street with no food. Okay guys, we have crossed the 100 mark and we are sitting somewhere around 35%. It's looking pretty good guys. If it manages to go beyond 35%, it will be the new best. Mine is GPT 4.1 and 4 Opus. I would say Claude 4 Opus would be the best. For my coding task, Gemini 2.5 Pro is not very good. Hi Gion. By the way, Qwen 3 code is out. Qwen 3 code. Do you know how does Grok 4 perform on cursor? Not that good. It is very slow. Very, very slow. You will be absolutely frustrated. And based on the testing that I have done, I don't think I should pick Grok 4. No one can beat Opus 4 yet. I have tried when it was released. I actually tried Grok 4 and it was not that good. It takes a lot of time and you will be frustrated. I think most of the stuff will be able to do with O3. O3 will do it. If I have to sell my laptop for Pro Plan, then it's not so good because I cannot access the internet. Is Opus really more better than Sonnet that justify the costs? Do you see the new Qwen coder? Could you test Qwen 3 coder on stream? Qwen 3 coder. I didn't see on open router anything like Qwen 3 coder guys. I'll have to see. Are you guys talking about Qwen 332b? Can you guys confirm? Are you talking about Qwen 332b? It is there on the official website. Let me see. Okay. Qwen 3 coder. Yeah, I got it. I've seen it on the website. Qwen 3 coder, a strong coding agent capable of long horizon tasks. I've seen it, guys. Let's see. So you're talking about this, right? Qwen 3 coder. I'll look into it, guys. I'll look into it. You are gonna test it? Yes, I will test it. I will test it. Why not? I'll try to come up with the video as soon as possible. Currently, I have to make a video on this model, Qwen 3 235b-a22b 2507. Then after that, we can go to Qwen 3 coder. CSS Dragon is solid. Okay. It's really fast too, by the way. No thinking. Non-thinking model. What will be the AI's future on your honest opinion? I mean, AI will do a lot of discoveries and it will make our life easier. Yeah, the jobs that require, brute force and I mean, anything that is too technical, it will go. And all of the jobs that require connection and, having conversations and stuff like that, I think they will stay because humans will like to talk to humans. But all of the back end stuff, for example, working in factories or anything that doesn't require human emotions and human connect, they will be, I think, replaced by AI. If I'm being honest. But anything that requires human connection, human touch, I mean, This looks like Tetris. Yeah. Hi Dimrom. Welcome back. Guys, we are done with nearly 145 questions, guys. And it is staying strong, this model. It is not going very low. GPT-5 may come end of this year. Maybe not. I think it will be even sooner than that. Maybe this month or the next month, I guess. In what areas of your day do you use AI? I mean, when it comes to basically searching and knowing any stuff, I've stopped using Google search. So Google search is, I mean, I'm absolutely not using it. Only to go to the websites that I already know. I use the top search bar, but other than that, if I want to know anything about any knowledge or any stuff, that is one thing. And then I have some personal projects that are running on AI, and also, editing. Some of my editing is done through AI, or if I'm being honest, the the code, or you know the code that is written by AI. So some of my video editing is done by that, so that I can be very fast with uploads. It doesn't take that much time. I use GPT for quick questions and Gemini for complex tasks. Exactly. For example, I have I have a PC with me which I had to install Windows on. So there was no Windows or any stuff like that. So I used Gemini 2.5 Pro. I sent it screenshots and was having a conversation, and together we were able to install Windows on it, which is kind of hard for me because I don't know anything about that. So I was able to send it screenshots one after the other, and I was able to install it. So stuff like that, which is a bit complex, I use Gemini 2.5 Pro. But other just knowing general information, I use GPT. I mean, I use Chat GPT more, because in Mac OS you have the shortcut, I think command space, which opens up a small box kind of thing where you can have conversation with Chat GPT. So it's very seamless, so I use it. And many of my thumbnails are generated using GPT-4 image. I think GPT image 1 or something like that, guys. I don't know the exact name. GPT image 1, I guess. So I use that for some of my thumbnail editings. I think that's it. Do you think Codex is worth trying? Only one model that can come. It is O3 Pre, which costs fortune. I think they said that Codex is more for developers. One thing that you have to understand is OpenAI O3 and any OpenAI model other than the GPT 4.1 series is very bad in front end aesthetics. Anything you are building which is based on visuals and GUI and stuff like that, OpenAI models are terrible. Even in my workflow, I never ask OpenAI O3 to build a website, or make a button, add a button, stuff like that. All of that is done by CloudForce on it every single time. So Codex depends on your use case. If your use case is more about backend coding, API endpoints and stuff like that, then I think Codex should be something that you can work on. But if anything has a front end, then I think Codex might not be worth it. The best I think should be Cloud Code with Opus, because it is best of both worlds. It is already best in front end, and it should also be good in back end. Did you fell asleep after the last stream immediately? I actually don't remember. Sometimes when I wake up too much and it's almost morning, then I am actually not able to sleep. So I sleep sometime in the evening or in the afternoon. In my opinion, Microsoft AI is very bad. I mean, Copilot. Yeah, they are not able to. I mean, they had access to OpenAI's models and stuff like that, but still they were not able to make anything out of it. I respect you prioritizing uploading videos quickly. These tests take long enough. Yeah, they do take some time. And thanks for the respect. What do you think about the following idea? Grok Heavy uses 4 agents and then decides which is best, right? Why not let Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, and O3 try to solve a problem, then copy paste? Yeah, that kind of agentish stuff will be nice. All answers to O3 Pro and ask what is best. I think if you want, you can actually build something like that. If you watch my video, let me show you that. Give me a minute. Yeah, so let me show you the video. See this one, build apps easily. So watch this video, and I think you can build a Grok 4 like interface where many agents are talking to each other, and after that they are giving you a response. You can build something like that. Then you will have Gemini 2.5 Pro Heavy with you. Basically, cursor agent, root code, and client do the same thing. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally they are same, and I think the difference is more with the models. What depends is the models that you are using. That has a very big effect. One thing that is good with Rucode is I was using it recently. If you are using Claude models with Rucode, it is actually able to take screenshots. So the model is actually able to see whatever it has done. Is it good or not? You can do that with Claude Code using Puppeteer and stuff like that, so that it takes screenshots automatically and iterates on it. But it becomes complex for beginners, whereas Rucode has it natively. You just have to chat and everything is done by Rucode, taking screenshots, sending that to Claude analyzing it. Ah, cool. We'll check it right after the stream. Manage is very great for all tasks. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it basically has a computer at its hand, so it is literally able to do anything. But again, the performance of manage depends on the model that is in the backend. Thanks a lot, Christian. It really means a lot. Christian Hanachi. Thanks a lot. So by the way guys, we are nearing the 200 mark and the model is actually standing strong. Could you please share the video again? Search build with Gemini. I think that should help you out. Let me see what to search. I can share you the link, but will that show up? Let's see if I'm able to share it. I'll try to share the link. See, I've shared a link. Are you able to see it? Guys, if it actually holds this percentage, then it can very easily take the number 3 spot. Thank you very much. Yeah, welcome. You are a very kind person and you deserve a lot. Thanks a lot, Christian. It means a lot. There is a DeepSeek V3 new upgrade. DeepSeek V3 0528, right? I should stream this to Gemini and see his reaction. The Gemini stream is not working for me, guys. I think it gets stuck. I don't know about you, but it does get stuck sometimes for me. AI is getting scary good at everything except folding fitted sheets. Yeah, I mean the LLMs part, they are actually improving a lot. It works for some users and some not. I've seen it fail as well for me. Yeah, it's kind of buggy. Plot twist: the streamer is an AI and we are all NPCs in their simulation. Yeah, the simulation theory is not something that you can ignore. Could be right, could be wrong. Can't wait for AI to finally solve the mystery of why my code works on my machine but not in production. We are all AI. He is the last human explaining AI to AI. AI will be take over the world but still won't be able to untangle my headphones. Looks like this one will be the second best to Claude. Yeah, it does seem like that. It is holding its position. Finally, a worthy competitor from Qwen. Me ask AI to write a simple function, AI writes the entire operating system. AI can beat humans at chess but still can't figure out if I want fries with that. 2024 AI can generate art. 2025 AI asked me to generate art. AI will replace humans at work but will never replace the office microwave that everyone eats. Nice one. Really, guys, fighting the AI models is, I think, not a very good idea. We have to find out some way to incorporate that in our work and make use of them. But I do understand the backlash as well, because when you are in an industry and suddenly you are getting affected by all of this AI advancement, you might feel a bit bad about it, because a lot is changing very quickly and you're not able to understand what to do. I do really hope that they release Grok 4, in API. I don't know why they're not doing it. I want a job to afford things. I think, you know, the job ecosystem will go and single businesses ecosystem will flourish. Because if you have any idea, you can use AI to bring it into reality. Or maybe you could do it with very fewer workers or fewer colleagues. You will be able to bring any idea that you have into reality. Me AI write me a love song, AI error 404, human emissions not found. AI will take over the world but still ask, are you sure you want to delete the file 47 times? By the way, guys, I mean, we have been having this theory, and this is something that we have believed that, robots are these beings that, don't have emotions. They are very rigid and they just continue to do the work and they don't have any kind of emotions like humans do. Do you think that is the route that will be going through, or AI will have more emotions? Think about super intelligence. When artificial super intelligence will be there, will it have more emotions than humans, or it will be kind of, you know, bland and emotionless, how we see in movies? I think now we should start the poll. Guys, I've started a poll. Will it be in the number one spot? My prediction is that next year AI will master everything 2D on the screen, means pretty much all office work, and 2027 all 3D stuff. So any video game or using 3D architecture programs. Wow, that is a very nice theory. Anything 2D or anything 3D. A nice way to distinguish things. Obviously, I think now we are having these moments where AI is doing, coding and stuff like that good, and sometimes they get it wrong. But gradually they will reach to a position that most of the times they will do things that absolutely will blow our minds. AI can beat Grandmasters at chess but loses to my 5-year-old nephew at rock, paper, scissors. Somewhere there's an AI having an existential crisis because someone asked it to divide by 0. You have a lot of lines under your sleeve, huh? Nice. So we have had 10 votes just in a minute. Nice. And 70% of you guys are saying that it will come to the first spot. Its performance is actually being impressive, guys. 33.2%. It is already sitting in the in the third position. Just 2 more points and it will take the number one spot. If it takes the number one spot, guys, it means that the model has very good raw intelligence. You might have seen that many Chinese models generate a lot of tokens to come to a response. So this is not something like that. The test that we are doing currently, they are not allowed to generate a lot of tokens. Since they are non-thinking models, they can only generate the response. Without generating any explanations or anything like that. The response should only the response should only have the grid, the response grid. So they can't use many tokens to think or come to a conclusion. So this kind of measures the raw intelligence of the model. Efficient model, yeah, you could say that as well. Efficiency, how much you are able to do in less tokens. As you can see, when it comes to raw intelligence, Claude models are very good. The singularity happens and the first thing AI does is argue about whether a hot dog is a sandwich. Okay, the percentage is slightly dropping. Yeah, I did see that Qwen 3 coder is out. AI can simulate entire universes but still can't figure out why my socks disappear in the laundry. I think now it's okay. I have understood what you're trying to convey. AI gets hard stuff correct, but it is not able to do simple stuff. GPT-5 may be the biggest breakthrough or the biggest disappointment. Yes, all eyes are gonna be on GPT-5. Everyone is gonna watch it. Even the ones who are not into the AI space, everyone's eyes will be on GPT-5. So they are on a lot of pressure. And I think they will deliver. I mean, look at the performance of O4 Mini. It is absolutely nailing a lot of benchmarks. And we have to remember it's a small model. When its big bro arrives, O4, I think it should be significant improvement. The one thing that I'm kind of trying to focus on is humanity's last exam. I mean, Grok 4 is impressive by a lot of people, but I mean, imagine if we see 45 or 50% in humanity's last exam without using any kind of tools or anything like that. GPT-5 and O4 will be fire. Yes, really waiting for that. What you all think? When will it come? Maybe end of this month or maybe not. Maybe next month, I guess, August. And ARC-AGI. Yeah, ARC-AGI is a nice benchmark. But currently, I like humanity's last exam more. ARC-AGI is also a good one. Okay, the percentage is dropping, guys. It is around 30%. That is not what we expected. I wonder how much does the fact that Claude doesn't use that many thinking tools contribute to it being not that great at math, or maybe also that it's tuned for the coding reasoning. Yeah, I think it is more aligned towards coding. I guess that is the reason it doesn't think for a lot of time. But I have to say that when I did my reasoning testing, it actually thought for a lot of time. When it comes to asking reasoning questions, it did take a lot of time, but still its performance was not that good. One thing I have to say is just thinking for very long doesn't seem to solve the case, because I've seen, with O3 Pro, I have not tested it completely, but I've seen the questions that O3 is not able to do, even O3 Pro is not able to do. And there is not a very big difference in performance, even though it is thinking for a very long time. What benchmarks come after humanity's last exam if it gets maxed? I don't know. Frontier Math V4 is one. ARC-AGI version 3 has been released. That is one. So these benchmarks are kind of good. We'll have to see. I think we have a long way to go with humanity's last exam. Could you please help me understand humanity's last exam? These are tough questions, right? What is so difficult to put them in the training data? So I think it is kind of developed by many contributors, and also the dataset is not, available locally. I mean, not available publicly, right? So that is the reason of its of the benchmark being hard. Sam Altman saying, yeah, we are cooked. By the way, guys, did you see about that coding comparison and coding? I think the coding competition that happened. I think it is at Coder, where OpenAI's model actually participated. It is very close to the third position, guys. It just needs to get few questions right, and that will increase its performance, increase its percentage, and it will sit around the second place. Yeah, never thought Qwen will be this higher. Yes, really. Even I didn't think Qwen will be this high, if I'm being honest. Have you heard of O3 Alpha? Yeah, I've heard about O3 Alpha. And I think the buzz that is around O3 Alpha is more about coding and front end design as well. Could it be that they have actually, you know, we have seen front end improvement with GPT 4.1, but GPT 4.1 is a non-thinking model. Maybe O3 Alpha is the coding model which has front end improvement in its reasoning variant. I hope that makes sense. I mean, OpenAI has improved the performance in non-thinking models. I mean, front end aesthetics, but they have not done anything in thinking models. Maybe O3 Alpha is the one. Actually, let me see. Yeah, have a look at this. So this is the breakdown of humanities last exam. It is 41% math, 9% physics, 11% biology and medicine, 10% computer science and artificial intelligence, 9% humanities and social science. Okay, I have to. Okay. 4% engineering, 7% chemistry, and other 9%. So most of it is actually math. So this is the breakout of the humanities last exam. Let's get back to other testing. 31.3%. Okay. Where is Gemini 2.5 Pro? Actually, this we are testing non-thinking models over here, so that is the reason Gemini 2.5 Pro is not here. Where is Gemini in AI Studio? We all really appreciate your kindness and answering all questions here. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I think even in my video I actually mentioned that if you are getting 45%, that means you have solved questions related to max, or else you couldn't have got that. But I think the results with Grok 4 are kind of ambiguous because they are mentioning tool use and having access to internet and stuff like that. The real thing is just the raw model performance, the one that is actually you know listed in humanities last exam website. See this one, this percentage, humanities last exam. Here you can see actually the difference is not that big. He doesn't have much followers, so we are his last hope. Does India make AI models? They do, but they are more kind of fine tuned variants, and there are some models like Servam and stuff like that, and where they excel it is in Indian languages. As you know, India has more than many languages actually, so they do excel in Indian languages. Elon must have cheated here. Trust me, all I tested U3 and Grok 4 extensively. Grok 4 is not better. U3 crushes it. WhatsApp with Grok 3 and Gemini 2. Actually, the data with Grok 3 and Gemini 2.4, I actually added it manually. So it was not from this testing. I did the testing manually. So I had to put it, and to show up in the leaderboard, some average time had to be mentioned. So whichever model was actually pushing these into the leaderboard, it actually decided to just mention this much time, 10,000 seconds, and many gods. Yeah. Also, would if you test once again Opus 4 on ARC-AGI? Yeah, but it is very pricey, very very pricey, guys. My pocket will be blown. I think we all can agree that Qwen 3 235a22b is kind of a significant improvement, I guess. India holds 1/8 of the whole population. Yes, I think this model is going to be a very good model, guys, when it comes to non-thinking variants. I am testing this, so the video should come out soon. Is in Claude a free trial? I don't understand what you're trying to say. I think, guys, it is going to land in the 4th position, I guess. I thought Kimi K2 will be better than Quen, but it seems I am wrong. Yeah, I think Kimi K2 is very good in coding, and also all these many. I mean, if you look in the AI space, most of the buzz is more about the coding performance. Most things that people are testing is for coding, but there are various more aspects. Kimi K2 is good in coding. I have to say that. Maybe one of the best when it comes to non-thinking models. But coding is not everything, right? If I'll be homeless because of Opus 4, trust me, Opus 4 will make me more homeless. Please go this time earlier to bed. You will be tired the next day. Yeah, I'm actually feeling a bit sleepy. So once this test is gone, once this test is done, I'll just go and just lay on my bed. I'm wondering who came up with the OpenAI model names. Why am I on number 2 only? I don't know how these new things work. They are they call it top fans, I guess, something like that. It shows that Christian is on number 1. Maybe because of the super chat, I guess. He really helped me a lot. And all of you guys as well. You guys make it easy to go through these testings and everything. Kimi K2. Hi Relox. Welcome back. So there was a new model release from Qwen. The Qwen 235b-a22b. The non-thinking variant has got an update. And they are saying there are significant improvements. So I was testing it, and after that I thought I should do a test on the ARC-AGI public dataset as well. So doing that just now, and the performance is looking actually quite good, as you guys can see. It is going to finish somewhere in 3rd or 4th position. Kimi K2 is also surprisingly good at language since it can speak Slovenian and it has a distinct writing style, plus is pretty smart in general as well. Yes, it is very slow. I mean very, very slow. You are right about that. China is also catching up, yes. Someone in the stream said that they didn't expect much with Qwen. And yeah, even I didn't expect such a score with Qwen. It is very nice to see a non-anthropic model to actually surpass the 30% mark. DeepSeek is sleeping. Yeah, I think they have to release something to regain their position in the AI space. They are falling behind. They released new Qwen 3 coder. Yeah, I've seen that and I'll be trying to test it out. Qwen is much cheaper than Claude, so I guess they cooked hard. Yes. When it comes to pricing, these Chinese models are absolutely insane. I don't think so they will be able to do it again. Maybe if they have to prove everyone wrong, they have to do it. They have to do something. There is 7 days free Claude Pro. Okay. That is a beautiful line of emojis. Europe should push forward its AI development, although Mistral is not that bad. To be honest, DeepMind is located in the UK, which is Europe, but it's owned by Google. Yeah, Mistral is doing nice I think their the recent release like Devistral and Voxtral, they are nice. They are really competing. Nice to see. After this test, I am thinking of changing from Gemini to Qwen. Yeah, these three, I mean, mostly US and China, and Europe is doing quite well. But I think it's mostly US and China, and followed by Europe, and yeah, India is releasing some models, but it doesn't have that kind of breakthrough that these other companies are having. US and China are having a tough competition. Europe is trying its best with Mistral, but I think we need to see more competitors. Just 10 more and it could have beaten Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Yeah, you could be right. By the way, guys, I'm so happy to see a non-anthropic model to actually surpass the 30% mark, as I've said before. It is nice and something very rare to see actually. This does mean that when it comes to raw intelligence, this model is quite good. When new core model update, I'm not sure about it. There is some leaks about Claude Neptune, but they have been going on for a while. Are you using Moonshot's API? No, I'm using OpenRouter. And you can see the provider is actually Parasail, I guess. So they have actually used the BF16 variant, so it is very close to the full model. Sorry, not Kimiketo. Yeah, it's not Kimiketo. How much money you spend on OpenRouter? I've literally lost the count. I don't know. Recently, I was testing Grok 4 and I had to add multiple. I had to add credits multiple times. It is always not pricey every single time. Like I am using Qwen 3 model now, so it is not that pricey. But sometimes when you use Grok 4 and Opus 4, in those situations it actually becomes highly costly. I think the test is done, guys. We have Qwen 3 on 4th rank with 31%, just above 30%. Qwen just announced the Qwen 3 coder on X. Yeah, I did see that. So we have the Qwen 3 model, guys, on 4th position. Very nice to see actually a non-anthropic model crossing the 30% mark. Claude is still number one, right? Yes. Coder is 480b-a35b. Really? We'll have to see about that, guys. Okay, everyone. So I think we can end this stream. Yes, I predicted it being second to Claude models when the poll was 70% for the first place. Nice, Indigo. Nice. Okay, everyone. I think we can end this stream. Nice chatting with you guys. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next